Hello, good evening. Most welcome to this program. Yeah, most welcome to this program. We'll not be spending much time on this program. And it will also interest you to know that we are going to have a higher level of this course that will involve you doing your internship and practical. So tonight, we'll just be adding flesh to what you've been doing over the past few days, talking about digital journalism. I want to believe that by now, we have a fairly good knowledge or idea of what journalism is all about. Journalism is just a vital component of a democratic society. And it serves as a watchdog for the public and holding those in power accountable. That is what an ideal journalism should be all about. If that is the case here or not, it's left to you, or is subject to debate. It involves gathering, verifying, and disseminating information through various mediums like print, broadcast, and digital platforms. I think what concerns us now is the digital platform part of it. Journalists play a crucial role in informing the public about current events, issues, and trends that impact society when done ethically. Journalism requires adherence to ethical standards and principles such as accuracy, fairness, and objectivity. Journalists must strive to present information in a balanced and unbiased manner while remaining independent from outside influences that may compromise their integrity. Journalism encompasses a wide range of practices, including investigative journalism, or reporting, feature writing, photojournalism, multimedia storytelling. The field continues to evolve with advancement in technology, shaping the way news is reported and consumed by audience worldwide. Having said that, we've just prepared the ground for the next Zoom session we're having on digital journalism. My name is Dr. Usazo Joshua Obaseki Osenege. I work with Applied Metaverse. We bring your way trainings that further exposes huge opportunities in areas you never thought about. And tonight we're going to be talking about digital journalism. And we have a special guest here in the person of, let me get the full details, just a minute. Okay. Her name is Romoke W. Ahmad. She's a dedicated and accomplished professional with passion for excellence and commitment to making positive impact. With a strong background in journalism, media, and public relations. She holds a master's degree in mass communication and postgraduate diploma in advertising and public relations. She's also an associate of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. She has worked with different news organizations such as Daily Trust and the Punch newspapers. She will be here to talk about digital journalism tonight. And I want to believe it's going to be an exciting time together. Before I hand over to her, I want us to quickly look at what you've done. I want to hear from you, your experience so far in the class, what you studied. How has it impacted on you? Have you noticed any difference in your decision to become a journalist? If you're already a journalist, has it impacted on you positively? We would like to take comments from like some few persons, maybe like 5 persons. Then before we move on proper. Like I said, we're not going to spend much time here. Okay. Yeah, Abduli Minte, over to you, please. Just use 2 minutes to tell us what you want to say.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I am Abdullah Minte. I'm a Gambian.
You are in Gambia, right?
I'm not in the Gambia currently. I'm in Germany.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But I'm just here for a short while. I will be returning soon.
Okay.
But I've been participating from Germany for over 2 months now.
Oh, that's good.
With Laplace. So I'm a researcher I'm a researcher and an education administrator by profession.
Okay.
But I had this high school dream of becoming a journalist because I
Wow.
loved journalism from
Wow.
high school. So with this training now, Laplace has helped me to find my old high school love.
That's good.
And as a researcher and educationist now, I can be able to use this new skill to fuse it into my work, because as a research guy in my institution, I am responsible for organizing seminars.
Mm-hmm.
And often in these seminars, I invite the media. But then there are times, they will be charging us exorbitant prices. And then if we don't comply, they don't report our stories, or they will report our stories in a way that we are not going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So with this new skill, I even now understand that I can, use, other platforms, make my own news story, and use even a wider platform to share my story.
Mm-hmm.
And then get more people to view and see my, feedback than
Mm-hmm.
even the mainstream media. That is one thing. But on the other hand, I can also give them a new story that I have worked on myself according to my taste. And then that way I may even not spend too much now.
Yes.
They may charge me a lesser price, then they can now take my story. So I have definitely tried to put into perspective how much I can benefit learning from this. But I have definitely learned the skills. I've seen the resources and the tools that are at disposal that I can use. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is so nice to hear and quite encouraging to see that someone from Gambia in faraway Germany still follows our training, and he has finally gotten home to what he has always dreamt of becoming. See, sometimes when we do our trainings, we don't charge you. The essence of we not charging from the onset is to allow those that want to discover to have the opportunity. You don't need to pay money to discover. It is after discovering, you can say, okay, I need a certificate for this course. So we are serving two purposes here for those that want to discover, those that want to locate. You have the opportunity of joining the class. Those that just want only just the information. They will also have those that actually want to build a career, those that want to have the certificate to tender in their office for promotion, for job, and all that. So we are serving two segments of the society. And one of them just spoke to you right now, and that he's happy with what he has just learned. Okay, thank you, Abdul Minte. Who else is having something to say? Yes, someone else. You do the course, digital journalism, and you are happy with it. You learned one or two things. You want to tell us what you learned? Yes, a deeper, precious grace.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Eva Precious Grace. I'm a student of National State University, Kefi, Nigeria.
Okay.
And I'm a student of mass communication. So learning digital journalism has really helped me a lot, because it has given me a new way of seeing journalism.
Mm-hmm.
So it has enabled me have easy access to online journalism, and it's giving me ideas, or it has given me ideas and ways into starting my own news line on news story updates on social media. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. As a student, you've already started making preparations for tomorrow. Yeah. And it is good to know that you know what you want. You are going for what you want. and you are even doing it with a futuristic sense. What I simply mean is that you are not just going to graduate doing mass comm, you are going to come out practicing with the best form and in a very modern way, using the best tools available. That makes you, that sets you apart from others. And that is the way to go. Okay, thank you, Ediba. Any other person? Okay, a comment from Justine Akbene Egbenya. Beautiful insight from Mr. Gambian and Germany-based gentleman. That's good. Okay, my name is Tajuddin. Okay, we have people from several countries. It is nice to know that somebody is also joining. Good evening, joining you from Cote d'Ivoire. Obadia Asinyo, you're welcome. Okay, I think it's time for us to talk to our speaker for tonight. Like I said, we are going to be very brief. And from what she's going to give us, we'll add to what we already have. And we can go ahead to get our certificate starting from tonight or tomorrow morning. Thank you. So we'll be calling over Romoke W to talk to us. Over to you, Romoke. First of all, your name and a brief introduction of yourself. Then we'll move in. I'll be doing the question. I'll be asking you some questions to help after your presentation. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Joseph.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this class. My name is Romoke Wasila Ahmad. I'm a professional journalist. I'm a media and public relations consultant. I have masters, just like Dr. said earlier. I hold masters in mass communication, postgraduate diploma in public relations and advertising. And over the years, I've worked with some media organizations, Daily Trust newspaper. I work with The Punch. I work with a specialized newspaper. They're into production of environment news in Nigeria. And I've worked as a consultant for some public relations firms and advertising firms on the side. So now let's go straight to why we are here tonight. We're looking at digital journalism. I won't be starting from the beginning per se, because I learned majority of us on this platform, we go through the class. This is just a kind of to refresh our brains on what we have learned in classes, and to have one-on-one discussion so that we can put clarity to some of the areas we don't have better understanding. So from my presentation, we're looking at digital journalism. And you all know that over the year, the media landscape has undergone a significant transformation. Journalism has become an essential part of the industry. If you look at it in Africa today, those media houses who are not digitally inclined, they are lagging behind. Gone are those days when you have to carry your paper and pen, you type, rush to the office, submit your report. You know, with those who started journalism in Nigeria, for those of us who studied journalism or mass communication, from the history of journalism, you understand that those who started this profession, they have been through a lot. Some of them write, take it to typewriter, you type it, send it to the fax, who send it to their office, like that. So mostly in those days, it's through correspondence. They create their news and the newspaper will. But in today's world, things have changed because we live in a dynamic world. So, and everything in it has to change. It's not just journalism, every other profession is changing. So digital journalism is revolutionizing the way news is consumed and disseminated in the modern age. With the advent of technology and the internet, journalists now have the ability to reach a global audience. In those days, you have to wait till 7 a.m. in the morning to read newspaper. sometimes some radios, they have their timing of broadcasting. Though it's better than the likes of the newspaper and magazine. But what we have today is the real-time news people want to listen to. Because with your telephone and other gadgets you carry around, you read your news on the go. So that is the essence of digital journalism. It has changed the way we receive news as individuals, and it has changed the way we work as journalists and professionals. So one of the key strengths of digital journalism is a real-time reporting capability, just like I said. In those days when news breaks out, the television and the radio, they'll be first to carry the news, and it takes between 30 minutes and an hour for us to send out the news. That's for the media houses. And for individuals who receive this news, those of you who doesn't have access to radio, television, maybe at your working place, you have to wait till 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. in the night when they are recapping the old news in the night before you have access to that news. But today, in today's world, as it is happening, we are all listening to it, we are all watching it, we are all reading it immediately. Just like I used to teach our people, because of advent of technology and digital journalism, we now have what I term as accidental journalists. As long as you have your mobile phone and internet or data on your phone, you start practicing as a journalist, even if you don't have experience. Additionally, digital journalism offers a multimedia approach to storytelling. Journalists can incorporate video, images, infographics, and interactive elements to enhance their reporting and engage on a deeper level. It's not just writing these days. Your story sells more when you have pictorial evidence. It sells more when you have videos to show evidence. And for those of us who are into data journalism and investigative journalism, the numbers also tell stories better to some people. That those of us who are covering business and economy, you understand this better. When you are writing on budget of a country or a department or ministry, the numbers, the graph you use and the graphics tell the story better to people than just writing lengthy reports. So digital journalism is transforming the way we consume. I've said that. Then moving forward, it is essential for journalists to adopt the ever-changing landscape of digital journalism and continue to explore creative ways to deliver news content and resonate with audience across various platforms. By embracing new technologies and engaging with readers meaningful ways, journalists can further enhance their impact and reach of their reporting in the digital age. Like some of us who are used to, let me use the BBC for instance. Now, apology to the organizer of this program, I'm not advertising for them. But when you look at BBC, there are some of their reports that you see their reporter giving you live reports from most television stations, they do that too. But BBC has gone far ahead of every media houses, let's say in Africa, in doing that. There's nowhere you meet their reporters. Reporters of BBC now, they are multifunctional. If they are not multifunctional, you can't work in some media houses nowadays. You have to know how to record your video. You must know how to snap pictures, and you must be good in writing. Because in those days, you have your reporter, you have a cameraman, and maybe a supporting staff who will do this for you. In today's journalism world, you have to function in a multidimensional way for you to be relevant. I hope you are following me. The key point to look at in digital journalism, we have the online news consumption. You know, it's no longer waiting till 7 a.m. to read the newspaper or waiting till 9 or 7 p.m. to listen to the news on the radio or television. So we have the social media we use now. It has helped us in sending out our news to more and far audience beyond our environment. There are some newspaper or television radio stations that they just disseminate within their environment. But with the advent of digital journalism and technology, they are able to reach far audience and more audience nowadays. You know, in those days, we used to, in journalism school, we learned that radio has more wider audience than other means of sending news out. But in today's world, all of them, they have the same ability to reach far-reaching audience than they used to in those days. Then we have the digital storytelling. Digital journalism allows for innovative storytelling methods, including multimedia content, interactive features, and data-driven reports. You know, the storytelling, people like the postcard some of our people are doing now. That's one way of reaching out to your people. You could create like the YouTube channel we have. I know a lot of us have YouTube channel where we send out news to our people that they join us through live on Facebook, on Twitter, and other social media that we have today. Then we have the social media integration. Social media platforms provide opportunity for journalists to engage with the audience, share content, and build a personal brand. Just like somebody said when we were recapping, that she's still a student, but she's been able to carve a niche for herself from school. So if she could build on this over the time, I don't think there will be need for her to start looking for a job after graduation if she can develop that as she is still in school. Then, apart from all this, we look at, with the advantages of this, there are challenges and opportunities attached to this. So when you look at digital journalism, it presents challenges like misinformation and declining attention span. You know, some of us, we get information without verifying it, and just like I said, the accidental journalists we have around, their own is to hear a breaking news without verifying it. And one thing that differentiates us from others, I mean, by us, I mean the professionals, one thing that differentiates us is being objective in our reporting and verification of our information before we dish them out. So one problem we face with the use of the digital for journalism is the misinformation and declining attention span. Yes, in those days, people take time to sit down, listen to news. I know some of us were from different African countries and all over the world. News in those days takes at least between 30 minutes and 1 hour. Some is even like 1.5 hours to listen to news. But these days, we are so lazy that reading news online takes us just 3-5 minutes. And if you look at most media houses, they are all tilted towards that area. They kiss their reports now. By kissing the report, keep it short and simple, because they know the digital life we're living now has made our reading habit to decline. So we want to read, some people read the headline without reading what is in the news story. And one aspect of journalism is sometimes you have a screaming headline that is sometimes different from the body of the story. So we use the screaming headline to sell our story. So for you to get the correct information about the news, you need to read through. So in digital journalism, you don't have that. You don't have the opportunity. You just read through 1-2 paragraphs is okay, and you are done with it, which is not acceptable in the way we do things in the past. Then let's look at the benefits we have in this. We have the advanced communication. The evolution of digital journalism has revolutionized the field of communication. Like some of us who have been in practice these days, we are able to meet with a lot of colleagues from every part of the world in making our work easier. For those of us who are into investigative journalism, it's easier. In those days, it takes you like 6 months to 1 year to carry out investigative journalism. Now it's easier for you because you have colleagues from every part of the world who can contribute to your report, especially those of us who are into collaborative investigative journalism. It's a new aspect of journalism that a lot of people are not into. But with the evolution of digital journalism, we have been able to take our investigative reporting to another level with the help of internet and technology. Then we have access to global audience. A lot of people read our report. Like if I'm cooperating with colleagues from, let's say, Ghana, Gambia, from the UK, the US, we all dish out our reports. At the same time, with the ability of these people to read about me, then my people in Nigeria will read about my colleagues from other parts of the world. So it gives us this access to global audience. Then we have new forms of storytelling. It's different from, we are in those days we have Tale by Moonlight that we are used to in this part of Africa. But now it's different the way we tell our story. As a student of journalism, as a journalist, you could have your own page on, let's say, Facebook, you could have on Twitter, you have your channel on YouTube, where you meet people from time to time and you talk to them, you tell that story directly, and you have video evidence to tell them that this thing I'm telling you, they are real. So the digital world has made this possible for us to do. Then we have the faster reporting. Yes, you don't have to wait till 5, 6 p.m. or get into your office before you send in your report. For those of us who are still working with various media organizations, you send your news at a go as it is happening. Like what is happening now, when you're at an event and story broke out, they expected you from your office to send just 2, 3 paragraphs of breaking news through your WhatsApp or other means you use in your media house. Before now, where I work, we have a system where you open, it's a form of digital journalism, but it's more complicated than using your WhatsApp, using your messenger to send message. There's an app that you install on your phone. The office has access to, just drop your story into it. So whichever editor is working on a particular report will go to that app and pick out the report. So that one is a little bit difficult because if you are far away from your working place, you might not be able to access that. Then we have the new tools and software that we use. Those days when you conduct interviews and feature stories, transcribing them takes you, let's say 30-minute recording will take you minimum of an hour, 1.5 hours to transcribe it. Like I want to believe that some of us were part of the AI training we had a few days ago and the one we had yesterday and the day before yesterday. So there are software and apps that helps you to download whatever you record, and within a tinkle of eye, it will transfer everything to you. You don't have to go through the rigors and stress of listening, repeating, going back from time to time to listen to whatever you record before you could get this done. And that's why some of our story, our feature story or specialized report takes longer time in getting them ready because of the crude way of doing our reports there. Then another challenge that we face in the world of digital journalism is declining advertising revenue. Most media houses, they depend on advertising to survive. When you look at it like the radio, the television, they don't have what they said except dishing out the report. And the advert they are getting from their clients and their followers, they are what is sustaining most of the media house. For the newspaper, like those of us who have worked in the newspaper, production of the newspaper, a copy of newspaper, then it costs between 1,500 and 2,000 naira per copy. And each copy is sold at the rate of 200 naira and 250. So now tell me, how do they generate their revenue? The revenue they generate is from adverts they get from their clients from time to time. A full-page colored advert now costs about 750,000. So in a newspaper, if they have like 20, 30 pages of adverts in a day, will actually survive. We survive there. But with the advent of digital journalism, people could send their news report or whatever they have on social media, and it will, before you know it, it will go viral. So this is making advertising revenue to decline for media house. Then job loss. let me use myself and some of my colleagues, for example. Those of us who have been in the practice for a long time, some media houses felt that we are old timers. You understand? So they needed young hands to do this. You understand? So most media houses, they laid off their staff because of the digital world. Some of the work people do now, they use machine to do that. So they see no reason keeping people while they are maintaining their machine with little amount. Then consolidation of news outlets. Large conglomerate companies purchase smaller news outlets, struggling to make a profit. Like I said, because they can't get adverts again. Then because of advent of social media and digital world we live in, a lot of media houses cannot survive the heat. So other people take them. In fact, some died completely without people looking at them. Then propaganda. The digital world has also helped us in spreading more propaganda than real-time news. Because by the time you verify, you see some breaking news, screaming headline on social media, and at the end of the day, as a professional, when you investigate, you discover that there's nothing about the report. So this is another problem we have with the advent of digital journalism. Then job insecurity. Every day you wake up as a journalist and you are scared of what becomes of you next. You might get to the office and you'll be blocked out. They tell you they have a machine that can do your job better than how you've been handling it. Then journalists can leverage social media to enhance their reporting in several ways. And this way, sources generation, you have more sources with the use of digital means in doing your. You could just post something on your page on all the social media and ask people for opinion. So when they state their opinion, at least you have evidence you can use it. Unlike in those days that you have to be running after news sources before you can get your report done. Then we have the research and verification. Utilize social media to fast check and verify information. We have a lot of apps and trainings. There are a lot of training on fast checking. I know Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, they are into some of these training we have for fast checkers in Nigeria, another organization like that. So you can use social media to verify information before you dish them out. The news is breaking, you are sharing it, and people are following you. Then engage with the audience. Yes, you have the editor, you have response from news sources that they play in radios and in these days, as you are posting it online, people are responding to it and you are getting audience participation. Your audience can participate from program on your social media. It promotes stories. Yes, as people read your to different people, and it also promotes their in them. Once you have an interesting story, they help you to share. Build then build personal brand. Please, I'm saying doctors are saying,
yeah, I'm there. We can hear you. It's just that the volume is not high enough, but we can hear you.
Okay. Audience, I've explained that you have opportunity to engage with your audience as you go live on any topic, any chosen topic. Stories, people help you to share your stories, post them on different social media platforms. Then you build gone are the days when media houses you work with will mandate you to always in a name or having a niche. Once you start from a brand that you promote from time to time with your reports and stories. Then collaborate the area of investigative journalism. Not just that, in every aspect of journalism, you can collaborate with colleagues from every part of the world. You can collaborate, report, then monitor trends and hashtags. This is another best way. There are some vital information you get from hashtags media. You can sit at the comfort of home and follow some big names on social media where you get your send it to your various pages. Then use social media analytics. This track, you understand the number of people who are following you, you understand their demography. Are they women? Are they youth? Are they old people? So social media helps you to do this also. Content like photos, videos, and other multimedia content to enhance your story. So by leveraging social media, increase their reach and build a stronger connection with their audience. Transform the way we consume and interact with news. As the media landscape continues to evolve in a media organization to adapt and innovate in the digital space. So, and if you have any question or clarification.
Okay, thank you so much, Romoke. You've done justice to digital journalism. It's one area that everybody wants to go into as long as you have interest in journalism. And I can assure you that if you take digital journalism and give it all the seriousness it deserves, you have a longer and more prosperous stay as a journalist than if you decide to go in the traditional way. Just like when you talk about marketing. Yeah. And when you say marketing, traditional advertising, you just advertise digitally and you advertise through the traditional means of flyers and whatever. You know, definitely you are not going to get the kind of result you used to get those days. Everybody is now going digital. Churches, the malls, religious bodies, schools and all that. Right now we are digital, we are learning digitally by being here on WhatsApp. And that's what journalism too is experiencing. And that's why we just told you that you just see people taking snapshots once things are happening. They are all journalists. But like she said, we have professional journalists and we have those that are accidental journalists. It depends on where you are. If you are an accidental journalist, also take your time to study digital journalism, understand the ethics of journalism, so that when you decide to practice as a journalist, whether accidental or professional, you practice within the ambit of the ethics and the law. Okay, if you have any question, please, let's take some questions. Like I said, I'm not going to spend much time here. Let's take some questions from you if you have any. Safi Drame. Yes. Please make your question very brief. Safi Drame, over to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Okay, Doctor, you are hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Over.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for giving me the floor.
Thank you.
The Gambia with Laplace Metaverse.
Okay.
I started the facilitation program not long ago, immediately after doing my HR program with you people. That was the time that I pursued the training for the trainers. Okay, I'm also working with the Gambia Fire Rescue Service. My intention is to be a peer of my department. So I was wondering, what are some of the the courses immediately after program that can give you opportunity, a probation officer of your department. So that is the question that I have for Madam, if she can help in that area so that we can have career path after doing this one. What are some of the courses that an individual can do to have opportunity PR of your department? Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe what you do for us is to type it out because it's breaking. I cannot even risk responding to that. And I don't think she can risk responding to that too. So I suggest you type it out. It will be easier for us to read out and respond to. I think the network from your end is so Safi Drami. I just type out. Does now good luck Ekyo Kenega. Does AI journalism offer all categories of persons a platform to practice journalism if they want? Well, I am also a journalist. I studied advertising and public relations too. I understand to some extent what we are talking about here in journalism. Look, yesterday we talked about AI. And one of the things we said about AI yesterday was that there's no aspect of life that AI has not penetrated. So when you talk about journalism, there's AI for every aspect of journalism that you decide to practice, regardless of which part you want to practice. The answer is just very straightforward. Okay, good presentation, Umar Ibrahim Daba. Thank you. Adetokunbo Akinosho Thomas. Okay, over to you, man. Just 1 minute, 2 minutes. Ask your question, please. Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the presentation. I just need to know, how do I verify a story from the digital source? That's my question. I tapped it out before. I'm saying it now. Okay. Thank you.
Over to you, Romoke. Please, your answer should be very brief too, so that we can take orders and close on time. Romoke, she just asked, Adetokunbo just asked, how can she verify stories? Are you there?
Okay, thank you. The last question, you said if you can verify your reports digitally before. We have a lot of apps for fact checking. Just Google them, they will come out and you can do this, is to run the story on Google. Just type the headline or the keyword. They will bring out all the reports about it for you. Then you will be able to trace your by checking the dates. The oldest date is the fact report. So every other one you see must have been distorted. But there are other fact checking to verify your report. Then for the other person who said, you talked about AI for journalism. Yes, you can do everything. One thing I want you to have at the back of your mind, especially if you're working with media houses, don't forget in-house style. So whatever AI is giving you might not comply with the in-house style of that media house. So you have to be before you send out your report. So you must go through it to make sure that your reports comply with the and make sure that you are not falling in against any journalism law.
Okay. Thank you so much, Romoke. I appreciate that answer, and you've done justice to that. So there's no point for us to dwell much on that. Mrs. Adetokunbo, I want to believe you will be responded to.
Yes, very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Venerable Ambassador Nelson, I hope it is not the creation of the platform you want to talk about, because I can see that the way you are itchy to speak, you don't have a question. That is what you want to talk about. Go ahead. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I hope you are hearing me.
Yes.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
First
and foremost, I want to thank you. I thank our lecturers and organizer as usual. One or two things which I want to say is that we have to take cognizance note of the media law, even though it was mentioned partially in our lecture. It is very, very germane and vital in whatever that we are doing as professionals, either in the traditional media or even in the digital journalism. Most especially libel, slander, copyright, and obscenity. Because all these things matter, it is one way to take pictures. There are rules guiding all this, even legally. I'm also a lawyer. I'm a journalist. I'm a media practitioner. I'm a venerable clergy in Anglican, on and on. So we have to take cognizant note of this in whatever that we are doing. Somebody asked a question that whether we can form association. Yes, even I put it. I want us to form association, and I know that our coordinator we take note of this. It is very, in fact, it's going to be worldwide. With the nature of the number of people that are participating in this program now, it's more than Nigeria alone, worldwide. And even if we are able to do it, we register CAC or whatever, and then it will be formed. There is no rule that says that, yes, we cannot form an association. In fact, with this new trend, digital journalism, online journalists also have theirs, the bloggers have theirs, but now these are our own. In fact, we will beat them as far as we are concerned, because more or less we are in thousands and so on and so forth. So I've already sent message to our lecturer, Sister Romake, and our lecturer has responded. So this time around, taking cognizant note of the rules, yes, we make us excel from time to time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Doctor, can I say something?
Yes, yes.
You know, just like I said from the beginning, this is just a refresher course. Journalism in Nigeria, you need to be certified. I don't know from other parts of the countries. You understand? I mean, from other countries, I don't know the law that regulates their media houses.
Okay.
Or certification before you could practice. And for this, if we all agree, we can talk to doctors so that we'll go deeper into journalism practice for whoever is interested. Since LaPlague Metaverse has gone for and they can issue certificate. So we agree we could look at maybe 3 weeks, a month training for whoever is interested. And somebody said I should shed more light on data journalism. It's as simple as it is sound. Data journalism. The report depends on data you gathered around.
Information.
Budget. No, budget. Like when you pick an aspect of a budget of a country, let's say Minister of Agri, how much do they budget for them? Look at every aspect of that budget, maybe for irrigation, clearing of the land. So you look at how much they assign to each aspect of this, then you take out your report from it. Questionnaire, you administer questionnaire to people on certain topic. Then you come out with 5,000 people supported the present policy of Nigerian government, or what is that? You know, like that. So a report. That's what just data journalism is all about.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. You've said so much about that, and you've really done justice to it. Somebody just asked Harrison Zinanu, is journalism, public relations, communication, public relations and communication the same? Are they interrelated, and can they do the same job?
Okay, I want to talk on that.
Well, you know, for those of us who studied journalism over 10, 15 years ago, learning this every aspect of journalism. Like journalism, we study mass communication. Let me put it that way: mass communication, which encompasses journalism, advertising, and public relations.
Yes.
So, but now they have unbundled mass communication. So when you are going to institution, is either you are studying journalism or you are studying public relations, studying advertising. In fact, some people have gone far ahead to have developmental journalism. They segregated it. Some go into broadcasting. Some go into print journalism. Some are studying purely digital journalism. So they are interrelated, because as a public relation officer, there's no way you survive without the support of journalists who will write your reports. There's no way you survive without the help of advertisers who will push out your adverts for your clients. So you work hand in hand for you to succeed as a public relation. So they are very important. They are interrelated, but they work differently.
Sorry, sir. Can I say one word?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You see, everything is interrelated. For example, I have just heard a meeting at Abuja just about a few hours ago for Captain Television, whereby we segregated all the departments, because hardly can you have a media station, either radio or television, where you are not going to have all these sections: advertising or marketing or commercial, whatever name you want to give it. Then at the same time also engineering, news, programs, editing, on and on like that. So with the unbundlement that was done just about a few years ago, in fact, it is a wide field: journalism, broadcasting, communication, even theater arts. They are part and parcel. At the NBC, the commission that is granting license, the secretary to the commission read theater art. Now, it's a woman, read theater art. We were together when we were doing a campus journalism training at Abuja about 2.5 weeks ago. So all these things come together. You cannot, one is interwoven with the other. And whoever will want to either dabble into any aspect of it, if you are going to be either chief executive or whatever, or you want to join journalism or broadcasting and so on, there is no way you will not be meeting. If it is going to be under one umbrella of a station or or stations that are built together, because we have some media stations that have a radio, either AM, FM, or television together. When you have all these things, everything is interwoven. Thank you very much.
Well, tonight is a it's an active one, and we are getting full loaded, full information and full details of all we need here. We are very lucky set of people, and going for the associations, well, we are seriously going to look into it. The one thing I can assure you tonight is that we have moved on to have specialized schools. We're going to have school of journalism, public relations, and all that. So you can be sure that from here, you can move ahead to study further and have people like Romoke and Venerable heading those schools and giving tutelage to what people will be coming there to study. So you can be sure of that. And for the association, I'm very sure we can do something about that. And very soon that will be
good.
Thank you. Okay. Let me see it out. Can we get a PDF or some for future use? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm a journalist as well, and I'm in support of forming an association. I hope Laplace can do something about it. Blessing Afolabi, okay. I'm also interested, okay. Does one need to be into traditional media before delving into digital journalism? Well, Romoke, maybe you would like to answer that. Does one need to be into traditional media before delving into digital journalism?
No, not really. Not really. Like said, on different social media platforms, and you start posting your information, your news, that's digital journalism. I'm sure you have been doing that before. It might not be news, but those information you send out, that's an aspect of digital journalism. But one good thing about first is for you to have the experience, because writing news is different from when you write your post on Facebook. No, we have, just like every other profession, we have our languages, we have our jargon we use in journalism. So when you write it in every day-to-day write-ups, it will have a different meaning than when you have it in journalism. So working with a traditional media first will give you the experience, and it will allow you to know all the do's and don'ts of journalism. Because just digital journalism, being in this aspect of journalism, does not exempt you from the do's and don'ts, especially the laws that guide our practice. Just like our elder mentioned, you need every of your reports must comply with every report you are sending out, with all the laws of the land. That the law of privacy. Some people might comment under your posts. You need to seek for their permission before you can use their information. In that wise, if you go ahead to send it out, or you just go to somebody's page and copy their picture without their permission, that will send you to jail. So it is better, even if it's for 6 months, 1 year, if you have the opportunity, you can volunteer. You don't want to be a full-time staff of the media house, for you to gain the experience and to understand the rudiments of journalism, so as to be able to apply it to your digital journalism.
Okay, thank you very much. We are making progress. And there's some, yes, there's a question somebody asked here before I take the ones for Mr. Sheriff and Mr. Sean Skletus. I am Safi Drame from the Gambia, a firefighter. I want Madam to help give me some career path someone can take to become a public relations officer immediately after this program.
Okay.
Yes, he needs an advice on how he can become a public relations officer.
Okay. To become a public relations expert, one thing, I don't know the law that is obtainable in your country, but I know we have Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Then we have National Institute of Public Relations. We also have African Institute of Public Relations. Please try and join any of these institutes. Number one, and you have their certificate. Secondly, for you to master because being a public relations officer is not just calling journalists around or writing news report and send it out. No, it's wider. That with LaPlage Metaverse, we could arrange for that on a one-on-one, or if you have a lot of people, you can bring them together. But for you to be a practitioner, to be recognized, you need to go for an intern in a public relations firm. It is very necessary, because defending somebody's or organization's image, it's more than sending out reports. So if you want to, number one, join an institute, maybe African, international, or the one that is obtainable in your country. Secondly, you have to go and learn, be an intern at a public relations firm to learn the rudiments. And you need to undergo training from time to time, which LaPlage Metaverse can do for you if you're interested.
Thank you, Romoke. Thank you once again for doing justice to that. I want to believe that we are making you happy, and as soon as they are released, you are most welcome. Okay, can I get the recorded, Mr. Quest or someone? Okay, let's talk to Sheriff Akim Pelu so that we can get ready to start. Okay. Sheriff, over to you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, Doctor, I want to appreciate you and Laplage for what you are doing. I also appreciate the facilitator, Romoke.
Thank you.
My main concern really is how do we eradicate would I call them fake reporters? There are so many news in the social media. Sometimes you get to know that it's even fake when the thing has been circulated. Can we have a law, or what is the advice that she will be able to give us to try and eradicate or reduce some of these reports? Thank you very much.
Okay. Over to you, Romoke.
Okay. Doing this, it's beyond practitioners. The country has to put a law in place for us. Then second, because I'm a Nigerian, so I always use Nigeria as an example. Nigerian Union of Journalists, I've been a member for the past 14, 15 years. And leaders in the association, some of them are not professionals. I'm sorry to say, if you have a member here, majority are not professionals. So the direction professionals like us, I've been at a training sometimes where one of our executive from NUJ is saying, once you have somebody with doctorate in journalism or mass communication. And I was like, wow, I've been wasting my precious time to study mass communication journalism for me to be equated with some. So if we need to check on these people, a lot of us, all hands must be on deck. A lot of people need to come together. The government to be involved. All the media houses across the country have to be involved. Then our news sources too should be demanded, because most of these people, they impersonate some of us who have. So you need to dig deeper as a news source to know the person you are sending your. We have all been against regulation of social media. As long as we did not allow, there's no way we could fight fake journalism.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that straightforward answer. We are making steady progress and very, very important and serious progress too. Okay, thanks so much, ma'am. Oluwatosin Odusola. We also have comment here from Raphael Ibe. Thanks, Madam Romoke, for your informed response on learning the do's and don'ts of traditional journalism applied to digital journalism. Laplace Metaverse has sparked off something in me. Great job, Raphael Ibe from Owerri. Thank you, Raphael Ibe. This might just be the last question we'll be taking from Obadia Osinyo.
Yeah, good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the floor, and thank you very much for all you are doing for us.
Thank you.
I'm Obadiah from Ivory Coast.
Okay.
And I'm one of the facilitators. I have 40 students in my class.
Okay.
But the problem that I have is that the courses that we receive from Laplace Metaverse, sometimes the course come a lot. Ivory Coast is a French-speaking country.
Mm-hmm.
So here, almost 80% of my students are people who are learning English.
Okay.
Some of them are students that I'm teaching at the U.S. Embassy, because I'm a facilitator, English facilitator at the U.S. Embassy over here, where we teach people. So this is a platform that I normally co-op them in the class so that we can help them. They are about 40, but 80% of them are francophones.
Okay.
So I don't know either Laplace Metaverse will have a program for us that will help them to pick up the courses, because sometimes the courses come in bunch and it's a bit difficult for them to, take care, because the timeline that the course give also is a very short, and that will not permit them to, get it fast.
Okay.
Like we people speak English.
Okay.
So that is what I wanted to suggest here. Thank you. Okay,
I perfectly understand your, can I say, dilemma, because I studied French, and as someone that speaks English or from English speaking background, I knew what it was to study French. It wasn't fun, but we just find how to fight our way through. The same thing with these other persons you are talking about. Coincidentally, you are just saying it at the right time. We are about setting up a school for foreign languages, and we are looking at seriously translating our website, our materials into French, and probably even it's to be translated into French for our French-speaking African countries, starting with West African countries. So I will definitely get in touch with you so that we even discuss this further. But you can be rest assured that we are doing everything to make sure this is properly tackled. It's an issue that has been on ground for over 2 years, but I think we've almost sorted it out. And thank God you have brought it up again. It's going to be handled as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Obadiah Asinyo. Okay, Afonso Kasongo. Digital journalism has done it for me as a blogger and practicing journalist. Wow, that's good. Oriaku Ogechuku Emmanuel, I am immensely grateful for this lecture. It's interesting and expository. I hope to build on the knowledge garnered from this program by God's grace. Excellent. This meeting is great, I must confess. Stephen, that is Opeyemi Adejube. Stephen Anande. Mine is not a question, really, but just to appreciate and appeal for more of this kind, probably more robust, like Oliver Twist asking for more. Thank you. Mr. Chance Cletus. Please, Dr. Sada, I'm waiting to be called. Okay, Mr. Chance Cletus, I can't see your hands up. Okay, let me search for you. Okay, over to you, Mr. Clans. That will be the last comment, question will be taken for the night. Over to you, Mr. Clans. Mr. Chance Cletus.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Except I think I have noticed the network is a bit fluctuating.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes and goes, and the voice is not being heard properly. However, let me just I have come to realize I think Laplace Metaverse has come to stay.
Thank you.
Because I consider it a soul therapy. It grills and it drills a lot of us. Not because of the issue of the certificate per se, no. But the knowledge itself, even without the certificate, is worth being part of Laplace Metaverse. All right. I have learned so much regarding digital journalism. And then talking about this digital journalism, I realized that in Nigeria here, we only go to school to study in journalism. We only study either mass comm or journalism, something like that. And then just like my facilitator was saying, digital journalism has been, journalism has been decompartmentalized into other, you find digital you find journalism, sport journalism, business journalism, and so on and so forth. But in the case of Nigeria, it is so limited. So how can a Nigerian fuse into this different decompartmentalization and make a name out of it? Thank you.
Okay, I think before I give the floor to our able facilitator, I need to let you know that we are seriously working towards doing that. We noticed that there has always been gaps in bringing to the forefront knowledge that are actionable and that make people further useful to the society. Let me give an example. If you take AI, for instance, AI is an actionable knowledge that when you learn, depending on your profession, you add value to your profession. The same thing with journalism right now. You might just go and study journalism, but what we want to do in LaPlage is that we are going to go down to the basic, break journalism down into different areas, like digital journalism, for example, investigative journalism. I know there are schools doing all this, but we want to go down in such a way that if you are coming in as a journalist, as soon as you are coming in, you've already made up your mind where you are going. And the major challenge we have is information. Ours is to share this information, give out this training, make people understand these things are possible, get seasoned facilitators like Romoke to come and talk about these courses. And you just know that you are already home and dry, like the undergraduate that is already making up her mind on what to do, even while still in school. Courtesy this training she just attended. So Romoke, you might want to say something about that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, like I said during my presentation, for those of us who studied mass communication for over 15 years now, it might be happening now. But I want to put it to you that in Nigeria of today, in our institution, we are not limited. I want to believe here of my grade, that's why you're saying this, it has been segregated and departed. Then for me, I'm looking at starting my doctorate soon, and I'm looking at corporate communication. It's an aspect. So it depends on you. If you study in those days and you are finding it difficult to fit in, I think if you are working in any media house for now, just try. That's how they call them. They have this experience. So from time to time, you talk to them. If you see anything, maybe in the news or any of them, then like what we are doing now, like what doctor said, he said we're going to go deeper into journalism and we're going to segregate it. So when we start this program, you could also come to learn. But in institutions that I'm sure of and that I know of that can confirm, it's been separated in Nigeria. It's just that I don't want to say we are unlucky. We are fortunate because what some of us learn, like me, I'm into production of documentary. I can produce magazine. I produce magazine. Let me put it that way for organizations. I produce newspaper. I've done that. I'm into public relations. My postgraduate is in an associate member of Nigerian Public Institute of Public Relations. So like that. So I am opportune to learn every aspect of journalism while I was in school. Have access to me. So if you are specializing in broadcasting, you'll be taught broadcasting from year 1 till you graduate. If you are studying newspaper production or print production, that's what's on. But for us to be relevant in the activities of journalism now, please don't shy away from asking professionals. Talk to them, and you will come to LaPlage Metaverse too to learn any aspect you want to learn in journalism. You can indicate and do that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chance Cletus. I want to believe we're taking care of your worries. Someone just wrote here, Infinix Note 10. Thank you so much for sharing your vast knowledge on this course. I appreciate your expertise. I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn from you. Talking to Romoke, kudos to Dr. Osaze for organizing such a comprehensive course that benefits individuals worldwide. Your efforts are truly making a positive impact. Daniel Tagbo from Ghana. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We've come to the logical conclusion of this program, and I want to believe that from comments, from responses, there's no doubt that we made inroads and impact, positive ones, indelible ones in the hearts and minds of people here. Like we keep saying, it is not just about the certificate and the money you are paying for the certificate. It's about making progress and creating roads and opening doors for people to see right in their minds and their hearts that there are opportunities here and there. There are limitless opportunities for people to start going into and making progress in their lives. Then you can back it up with a certificate that will further authenticate the fact that you have such knowledge. So please, thank you. I want to say big thank you to Romoke for honoring our visit, our invitation. Thank you to Venerable Ambassador Nessie. Sometimes I'm afraid of calling you to say something because of the length of the names I'm saying here, because we even abbreviated it. If not, it would have been longer than it is. Venerable Ambassador Nessie, Podoju, JP. I think there are still some others that are not showing. Then, for those of you that made comments, thank you so much. Let's look forward to the association. Let's look forward to the School of Journalism, Public Relations, and others that will be coming up soon, where we can do further courses, higher level courses, with experts, and even do internship. And I believe that is going to make everybody happy. Okay, good night, everybody, and see you in class as you go to get your certificate. Good night, everybody. I will send the recorded video to the class tonight. So,
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.